I, as a psychologist, handle a lot of internal negativities, external negativities, and those negativities really take the form of something which is sometimes very evil, very evil. But if you had to look at the greatest evil in the world, I would say wars. The external wars which happen today between nations, between countries, between people who are actually warring with themselves within or warring with others outside externally. So, wars are not just the external wars. For me, evil is something which is embedded within the person. And it happens when the level of frustration becomes unbearable, that one moves from a very compassionate and a very loving form to a form of hatred which is so unbearable and which is so violent and virulent, and therefore you refer to it as evil. Something which is beyond human nature is what is evil. And so I feel that today the worst evil in the world is when the question of decimating someone completely arises at the level of a collective mind, which is like the nation, or at the level of an individual who tries to completely annihilate a person in a way with a plan that is just so bitter, negative, and the word to use is really evil. And that devilish trait that comes up in a human being when compassion is completely at point zero or sub-zero, that is when a person creates that power to destroy someone, the power to cause harm to the other person, and also to cause so much of pain to the other being. And I would look at evil, therefore, in that form. Of course, there is a lot of fiction, and a lot of fiction is written about evil, and people absorb that as they're growing up, right from fairy tales, which sometimes are very evil, very evil, to stories which are about gore and ghastly things. And all this is therefore unconsciously implanted in the minds of children, which then begin to feel that it's okay to be, a little nasty and a little more, and then it goes to the dimension where it becomes really an evil force, a force which is inhuman, a force which is devilish, a force that can be destructive to its absolute limits. So I feel that being evil is also something that gets conditioned in early childhood, and hence we need to be very cautious and careful with our children that they know that this is just a fairy tale, and in reality evil is not an option. Being evil is not an option.